Hello and welcome my friends. I am your Sandeep sir and you are watching your YouTube channel MLT Tutorial by Sandeep sir. In our earlier videos we have discussed about the syllabus of the medical laboratory science for the diploma aspirants and for the degree aspirants. Like that courses is the DMLT, BSc MLT or BMLT or BVoc MLT. So in this video we are going to discuss continuing about the syllabus, because syllabus you have to study a very large syllabus, because the medical laboratory science is a big science. So you must subscribe this channel to get the early notification from the YouTube in your mobiles. You should share this video in your friends. And so let us, my friends, we are going to start about that the medical laboratory science has the main two components, that is the clinical laboratory, or other words it is known as laboratory medicine, and the other part is the blood bank or immunohematology or transfusion medicine is the other part. So in the clinical laboratory part there are, these part are the laboratory parts and these part are the mainly theory parts, because these theory parts are going to apply in these parts. So in this part, English and computer, I have already served you the syllabus about the English and computer, what you have to study. About the anatomy and physiology, I also gave that. The general laboratory concepts, we already discussed about that. The research methodologies, we have already discussed about that. And the parasitology and medical entomology, that this part is mainly the applications in the laboratories. Our laboratories parts are the hematological laboratory, biochemistry laboratory, clinical pathological laboratory, histological laboratory and bacteriological laboratory, also mycology studies there, and molecular biological laboratory and the serology or immunological laboratory. So there are 7 laboratories in a clinical laboratory component. In the earlier videos we have studied up to the hematology part. In this chapter we are going to study from the clinical pathology. In the clinical pathology lab, you should not mix with the clinical pathology. Here is the clinical laboratory. Clinical pathology lab is the section of a clinical laboratory. So in the clinical pathology lab, we generally analysis of our excretory products, mainly urine, feces, that means stool, sputum, semen, CSF, that means cerebrospinal fluid, that is in our backbone, and the cavity fluids. There are different types of cavity fluids, like in our abdomen there is the peritoneal cavity, that is the peritoneal fluid or ascitic fluid. In our heart part there is the pericardial layer and there is the fluid accumulates, that called the pericardial fluid. In our lung segment there is the pleural fluid, and in our, especially in the joints and especially in the knees, there is the synovial fluid. Apart from that, there is the gastric juice examination. So nowadays gastric juice examination you have to study, but gastric juice examination not occurred in a laboratory nowadays because of the endoscopy system. So the gastric juice nowadays by the endoscopy is examined. Biochemistry lab. Biochemistry is the huge chapter. In this mainly all major work is done and all the major workload is with the biochemistry lab. Here we have to study about the introduction is all over there, the function of the cell biology, the understanding of the cell biology and the metabolism, that is including the anabolism and catabolism of the carbohydrate, proteins and lipids, that is fat, nucleoproteins, that is the nitrogen molecule or nucleic acids. We have to study the enzymes, the waters and the minerals, the hormones, and acid base balance, that is called electrolytes, all the ions, that is mainly the sodium, potassium, calcium or lithium ions. You must see that when a patient is admitted in a hospital, in 90% cases, patient is first treated with saline. So by the saline only, by maintaining the balance of the electrolytes in our body, we can give relief from the symptoms of a patient. So the symptomatic relief is only can be managed by the proper balancing of the acid and base of our body. So we have to study about the vitamins, drugs, and drugs means mainly the medicines because of their shelf life, and that is the half life, and the toxic effect, that is called toxicology. So the toxic effects of the drug, we have to study about the concept of this, and the concept of the machines is very important. The concept of the machines include the photometry is the main machines of the biochemistry department. Photo, that means the light, metry, that means the measurement. So in the biochemistry lab, we are going to measure all the body, especially our blood components, all the blood constituents accurately measurement is the biochemistry. So in the biochemistry lab, our main concern with the photometry is the main measuring component. So in that photometry chapter, when we discuss about the photometry, you should follow that video. So in the 3 hours class, I much assure about that in the photometry, when you get the concept from me, and if you can assimilate that concept, you can understand about 300 tests of the laboratory. Then you do not have to need to study separately about the 300 number of tests. So the photometry chapter is very important. You should follow that. And the turbidity, that means the haziness. So during some measurement, we just create a turbidity, that is the haziness, and we measure by the photometry, that is also by the light. Fluorometry is the fluorescent effect of a light, and the nephelometry is all these are includes in the light. That nephelometry is the deflection of the light is measured. In the densitometry, here is also light. By the light we measure the density. In the flame photometry, this is also includes the photometric measurement of a flame. Nowadays the flame photometry is quite obsolete and is replaced by the electrolyte analysis, by which the use of the electrodes of the opposite ions. So by the electrodes we can measure the ionic components of the serum or plasma. The osmometry is very important. Osmometry is the osmotic effect, mainly the gaseous exchange. So the gaseous analysis, the gas analysis is by the osmometry, and the electrophoresis by the electrophoresis, and amperometry, the terms relate with the electricity, that is ampere. That is by the electrophoresis we measure the fragments of a protein. So the different fragments of protein is measured by electrophoresis. So among the tests you have to learn about the glucose and its profile, because in earlier days for a diabetic patient glucose was the last marker. But nowadays, apart from the glucose, there are several markers of a diabetes. And by 2050, there would be in India 50% people will be affected by diabetes. And you may see that especially in the metro cities, Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, that there is specially designed diabetic hospitals is built nowadays. So diabetes is mainly, there are many tests includes with the glucose. So so these tests are called as a whole the glucose profile test. Profile means that the group of tests. In different terms we are called these languages. Like RFT, it is in abbreviation, that is the renal function test. That is how the kidney of a patient is working. So the many parameters like 3 to 7 parameters are measured in the renal profile functioning test, and in the LFT like that it is liver function test, how the liver is working or impaired of a patient. So there are many tests includes in the liver function test. Like in the profiles also is the same term is defined in other words only. So profiles of lipid, that is the lipid profile test, it also includes 6 to 12 number of tests. Cardiac profile, it is also includes 4 to 8 number of tests. Pancreatic profile, that is it includes 2 to 3 number of tests. That is the thyroid profile, that is also includes 3 to 6 number of tests. And there is the tumor markers. The tumor markers are the special test, that is the early diagnosis of a tumor, especially that is a cancerous tumor. So for the different part of our body cancers, there are different naming tumor markers. We have to learn about the tumor marker tests. So automation is very important in the biochemistry chapter, because in every 5 years biochemical automation is occurring in a very rapid manner. POCT does means that point of care testing, that is the bedside test of a patient, especially for the cardiac arrest peoples, cardiac arrest suffering patients, that is the POCT in the bedside machines. A rapid diagnosis of the cardiac arrest markers is diagnosed over there. And the quality control, all the major quality control procedures are in the biochemistry lab only. Major quality control procedures and huge number of procedures are in the biochemistry departments. So biochemistry is the major lab of a clinical laboratory part. Biochemistry is the major segment. Now the cytology means cyto stands for cell, that is the study of the cells. Histo stands for tissue, a group of cells functioning same, perform function same, is the histology, that means that study of the tissue. And immunohistochemistry is the tissue antigen antibody chemical tests. So in this chapter, in this laboratory, we have to study about the introduction, the cell differences, the special types of cells, and you just remember that the tissue study and the cell study are done by the MD pathologist only, and BMLT, BSCMLT or DMLT passed technician only performs the processing of the cells or the tissues. So FNAC is a procedure, that is the fine needle aspiration cytology. Before a patient is going to the major operation, that is the operational part, that is biopsy part, FNAC is the primary procedure or first round procedure of detecting mainly cancerous cells. So fixation is a process, and the staining is very important in the cytology and histology section. The different staining methods are make ease of tissue or cells to identify it accurately. So this routine, and there are some special techniques. So this is in the cytology section. In the histology section, you have to study about the different types of microscope and its applications. There are many applications of a microscope like dark field microscope, phase contrast microscope, fluorescent microscope, and apart from that you have to study about the equipment and apparatus. There are many equipments and apparatus are used in the histological lab. The grossing techniques, fixation, decalcification, tissue processing, embedding, knife sharpening. Knife sharpening is very important. And the different types of microscope, that is the types, operation, specification and cryostat. And in the staining techniques, that is the routine and special, there are several special staining techniques, and there is another thing, that is the histological lab, again divided into two parts. One is the biopsy histological lab and another is the autopsy histological lab. In the biopsy histological lab, a sample is collected from a patient who going for an operation. That is, after operation, such a gallbladder stone or like the appendicitis, that viscera is come to the laboratory for the detection mainly of the cancer or lipoma or fibroma or everything like that. But in the autopsy laboratory, the sample is collected from a dead body who undergone for an unnatural death. Like it may be murder, it may be suicide. So that such dead body is going for a procedure of postmortem. All of you know, during postmortem, all the viscera are collected from the dead body, and this viscera is come to the autopsy histological lab. That is the different part of a laboratory where only the study is occurred about that the man who is died is committed suicide or being homicide. So there is many such thing, and automation, all these things are nowadays is automated, and automatic machines you have to study. The immunohistochemistry, again it is a large chapter, and the museum technique. Museum technique is for your next generation. You may see when you go to a medical college, you may see the different unnatural things of a human body parts in the museum, that is kept in a museum, and this museum techniques is only teaches to the students of the DMLT or BSc MLT students, so they are maintained that part also, that is the museum part, and also of course you have to study about the quality control. So in the next video we discuss about the bacteriological our syllabus, that is the molecular biology syllabus, immunology syllabus, and that is the blood bank syllabus. So until then, goodbye and good night. Thank you.